The U.S. and the EU struck a deal to remove tariffs on more than $10 billion worth of steel and aluminum. Seoul plans to pursue consultations with Washington on related matters as well. A move made as a potential increase in the volume of European steel shipments to the States could adversely impact Korean steel exports. Eum Ji-young tells us more.
Seoul is going to seek ways to revise its steel tariff agreement with Washington following the deal between the U.S. and the EU on steel and aluminum. According to the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy, the government held an emergency meeting with officials in the steel and aluminum industries on Monday to work on an effective response to the deal. The Biden administration on Saturday announced that it had reached an agreement with the EU to end the dispute over steel and aluminum tariffs imposed by former President Donald Trump in 2018.
Building on our close partnership on our shared values, the United States and the European Union have committed to negotiate a carbon-based arrangement on steel and aluminum trade.
On the sidelines of the G20 summit in Rome, the U.S. and the European Union agreed to roll back tariffs on more than $10 billion worth of steel and aluminum exports combined every year. Officially, the U.S. will keep the existing tariffs of 25% on steel and 10% on aluminum, but it'll allow a limited amount of EU steel and aluminum to enter the U.S. duty-free. The deal was made to eliminate a source of friction between the allies and focus on addressing global access capacity mainly coming from China. However, South Korea's trade ministry says the potential rise in U.S. imports of EU steel could ultimately hurt South Korea's own exports to the U.S. The U.S. waived a 25% tariff on South Korean steel imports in a 2018 deal, but instead imposed a yearly quota of 2.63 million tons of Korean steel products. The South Korean government plans to send director-level officials to Washington as soon as possible for consultations on what revisions might be achievable. Eum Ji-young, Arirang News.